Welcome to another deep dive. Today we're going to be looking into the power of belief. And we've got some pretty interesting source material to go through this time.
Yeah.
We've got a bunch of stuff from Jane Roberts and Seth. And yeah, it's really pointing towards this concept that we actually construct our reality with our belief.
Yeah, it's not just shaping our present experience.
Right.
The material really points at the idea that beliefs can actually reach back into the past and reshape our memories. Like they have the power to reprogram our very responses to events.
Hold on, reprogram our past.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty wild.
Yeah, it is pretty wild.
Okay, one quote from Jane Roberts that really stood out to me was, "Your own conscious beliefs are the most important suggestions that you receive." It's like our minds are constantly feeding us suggestions, and that influences our experiences.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Seth compares beliefs to filters.
Okay.
They determine what we notice, what we focus on, what we even allow ourselves to perceive. And it's not just about the outer world either. This filtering extends to our inner world of memories and personal experiences.
Okay, so it's not just seeing the world through rose-colored glasses, but our beliefs actually alter the very essence of reality.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about rewriting our past experiences, like modifying a computer program.
Exactly. It's like going back and changing the code,
Right.
the very structure of our past based on what we believe now.
Whoa.
It brings up this really fascinating question about the nature of time and the flexibility of reality itself.
So then what else are we capable of if this is true?
Yeah, no, it's pretty amazing.
All right, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. We have so much more to uncover.
We do. The source material dives into even more captivating concepts, like the world of probable selves.
Okay.
And the power of the inner self.
All right, so before we jump into those ideas,
Yeah.
let's take a couple minutes to really unpack the power of beliefs. Because this concept that they shape our reality, I mean, that's pretty huge.
It is, and it's important to understand that we're not just talking about abstract ideas here.
Yeah.
Think about a time when you were absolutely convinced that something was going to happen, either good or bad. And it did. That's the power of belief in action.
I think we've all had those moments where, we feel something so strongly, and it kind of manifests as on reality. It's almost like we draw it to us.
Precisely. Our beliefs create expectations.
Right.
And those expectations, they influence our thoughts, our actions, even the way we interact with the world around us. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way.
So if we believe we're capable of achieving something, we're more likely to take actions that lead to that outcome.
Exactly. Our beliefs shape our reality by influencing the choices we make and the opportunities we perceive.
Right.
If you believe you're worthy of love and success, you're more likely to attract those things into your life.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about like negative beliefs? Can they actually create negative experiences?
Unfortunately, yes. If you believe you're unlucky or prone to failure, you might unconsciously sabotage your own efforts. You might not even try.
Yeah.
Because you've already convinced yourself it won't work out.
So it's not just about positive thinking, but it's about examining our deeper beliefs.
Yeah.
And understanding how they might be influencing our lives, both positively and negatively.
That's right. And the good news is that we have the power to change our beliefs.
Okay.
It takes effort and awareness, but it's possible to reprogram our thinking and create a more positive and empowering reality for ourselves.
So the first step is recognizing the power that our beliefs hold.
Absolutely. Once we understand how deeply they shape our reality, we can start to question the beliefs that are no longer serving us and consciously choose beliefs that support our growth and well-being.
So it sounds like our beliefs are really the foundation
Yeah.
upon which we build our lives.
Couldn't agree more. And once we understand that, we can start to become conscious architects of our own reality.
That's a powerful thought. Okay, so we spent some time exploring the power of beliefs. Now, I'm really curious to dive into this concept of probable selves.
Okay.
It sounds like something straight out of science fiction.
Well, buckle up because this is where things get really interesting. Seth presents this idea that there are probable versions of ourselves, each experiencing a slightly different reality based on the choices they've made.
Wait, so you're saying there are multiple versions of me out there living different lives? Tell me more about this.
Okay, so imagine your life as a journey down a road. At each intersection, you have options. You can turn left, turn right, or go straight. Each choice creates a new path. And along each of those paths, there's a version of you living with the consequences of that choice. That's a probable self.
So you're saying there are countless versions of me out there, each believing they're the real deal.
Yeah.
It really makes you question the whole idea of identity, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And it suggests that our reality is far more fluid and multifaceted than we typically think. This idea of probable selves opens up a new way of looking at the choices we make and the paths we don't take.
It really makes you wonder if there's a way to connect with these probable selves, or perhaps learn from their experiences. Does the source material touch on that?
That's a great question. While the sources don't give us a step-by-step guide to connect with probable selves, they do provide insights into the power of the inner self, which might hold a key to understanding these alternate realities.
All right, so the inner self.
Huh.
What exactly is that, and how does it relate to these probable selves?
What's fascinating about Seth's concept of the inner self is that it's not some vague mystical entity. It's presented as a very real active force constantly working behind the scenes to shape our reality.
So it's like the architect behind the scenes, taking our desires and figuring out how to manifest them in the physical world.
Yes. And to illustrate this, Seth uses a simple example, picking up a book. We consciously decide we want the book, but we don't think about the complex actions involved in making that happen. The inner self handles all of that, directing the muscles, the nerves, the flow of energy to make that simple action happen.
Okay, so our conscious mind sets the goal,
Mm.
but it's the inner self with the blueprint and tools to make it a reality. This inner self isn't just confined to this current life, though, right?
Right. It's described as having access to a vast well of knowledge, including information about our past lives and experiences across different incarnations. And it exists outside of linear time, meaning it's not bound by our usual understanding of past, present, and future.
Whoa, this is starting to get pretty profound. It's almost like there's this wise, ancient part of ourselves that has been collecting experiences and knowledge across lifetimes and using that wisdom to guide us now. How do we tap into this inner self? Is it meditation? Some secret ritual?
While meditation can definitely help us become more aware of our inner world, Seth points to another often overlooked avenue, our dreams.
Dreams. Really, I always thought those were just random firings of neurons, our brain's way of processing the day.
That's what we're often told. But in Jane Roberts' Seth Quotes and Exercises.pdf, Seth says, the dreaming psyche is actually as awake as you are in your normal waking life.
So you're saying dreams aren't just meaningless jumbles. They're actually a portal to another level of consciousness, a way to tap into the wisdom of our inner self.
Exactly. In dreams, we experience reality from a different perspective, free from the limitations of our physical senses. It's in this state that the inner self can communicate with us, offering insights, solutions, and even healing.
That's incredible. It's as though our dreams are a bridge between our conscious mind and the inner self, allowing us to bypass the filters and limitations of our waking state. Does Seth suggest any ways we can harness this power?
He does. Seth highlights the therapeutic potential of dreams. He suggests they can help us work through emotional issues, find solutions to problems, and even promote physical healing. In Jane Roberts' Seth Quotes and Exercises.pdf, he mentions how natural healing often occurs in dreams, but is undone when we wake up simply because we don't believe it's possible.
So we're sabotaging our own healing by dismissing dreams as just dreams. That's a powerful reminder to pay attention to what happens while we sleep. But how do we make sense of these dreams? They can be so symbolic and strange.
That's where the real work begins. The sources encourage us to approach our dreams with curiosity and an open mind, to look for the symbolic language and decipher the messages they hold for us.
So it's like learning a new language, the language of our inner self spoken through the metaphors and images of our dreams.
Yeah.
It seems like everything we've been discussing, the power of belief, probable selves, the inner self and dreams, it's all connected.
You're right. They all intertwine and shed light on one another.
But what does this all mean for us? Why should we care about all of this?
That's the ultimate question, isn't it? And it's one each listener needs to answer for themselves. What I find so compelling about these ideas is the sense of empowerment they offer.
Empowerment? How so?
Well, if our beliefs truly create our reality, then we are not victims of circumstance. We have the power to change our lives, to heal ourselves, and to create a better future simply by changing our beliefs.
That is a powerful message. It puts the responsibility squarely on our shoulders, but it also opens up incredible possibilities.
Exactly. And that responsibility can be daunting, but it can also be incredibly liberating.
Because it means we have choices. We have agency.
Precisely. And that agency extends beyond our current lives. If the inner self truly exists outside of linear time, then our choices and actions have repercussions that ripple out across lifetimes. We are not just shaping our present, we are influencing our future and even our past.
This deep dive has been quite the journey. We've gone from the idea of beliefs to mind-bending concepts like probable selves, the inner self, and the power of dreams. It's a lot of process.
It is, and we've only scratched the surface of these ideas. But the sources offer a clear message. We are far more than we realize. We have vast potential within us waiting to be unlocked. And the key to that potential lies in understanding the power of our beliefs.
And the beauty is we don't need special equipment or training to access this power. We all have an inner self. We all dream. It's about paying attention, listening to those inner whispers, and daring to believe in a greater reality.
And maybe by doing so, we might even catch a glimpse of those probable selves, the ones who made different choices, the ones who are living out different potentials. What could we learn from them? What possibilities might they reveal?
That's a fascinating thought. I'm ready to explore further. How about you?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely ready to dive deeper. This whole idea of tapping into the potential of our probable selves,
Yeah.
it's captivating.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder what we could achieve if we could access their knowledge and experiences.
It's a thought-provoking question.
Yeah.
The sources don't necessarily offer concrete methods for direct contact.
Right. But they do emphasize the interconnectedness of all things, including these probable selves. Perhaps the key lies in strengthening our connection to our inner self, the part of us that exists beyond the limitations of this single reality.
So by deepening our connection to our inner self, we might be able to tap into the collective wisdom and experiences of our probable selves.
Yeah.
Almost like accessing a vast network of alternate possibilities.
Exactly. It's like expanding our awareness beyond the confines of our current perception of reality.
Right.
Imagine accessing the knowledge and experiences of all those other versions of you
Whoa.
who made different choices, took different paths. What insights could you gain about your own life and potential?
That's mind-blowing. It opens up a whole new realm of possibilities. It suggests that we're not limited to the choices we've made in this reality. We can learn and grow from the experiences of our probable selves,
Yeah,
even if we can't directly interact with them.
precisely. And that's where the real power lies. It's about recognizing that we have a vast, untapped reservoir of potential within us, a potential that extends beyond the confines of this single lifetime in this single reality.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the power of belief, what key takeaways would you leave our listeners with?
I'd say the most important takeaway is this. You are far more powerful than you realize. Your beliefs shape your reality, and you have the ability to change those beliefs. You can tap into the wisdom of your inner self, learn from your dreams, and even connect with the experiences of your probable selves. The possibilities are truly limitless.
That's an inspiring message. It's a reminder that we are not just passive observers in our own lives. We are active creators, and we have the power to shape our reality in ways we might never have imagined.
Absolutely. And the journey of exploring this power is a lifelong adventure. It's about continuous self-discovery, challenging our limitations, and embracing the unknown with curiosity and courage.
Well said. This deep dive has been a fascinating exploration of the power of belief and the untapped potential that lies within each of us. I encourage our listeners to continue exploring these concepts, experimenting with their own beliefs, and discovering the amazing realities they can create. Thank you for joining us on this journey.